III has started after the sinking of their ship just yesterday. But in the meantime, Russian state TV has declared that World War III has started after the sinking of their ship just yesterday. The Kremlin's main propaganda mouthpiece went into meltdown last night after the flagship of the Black Sea Fleet was taken out. Officials have refused to acknowledge Ukraine's claims that it struck the ship with cruise missiles, an operation which would be one of Kyiv's biggest military successes since the invasion began. Russian One, a Kremlin mouthpiece, came close to acknowledging that Ukraine sunk the ship by demanding a crushing response. One of Putin's leading propagandists told viewers Western support for Ukraine amounted to direct conflict with Russia, saying that what it's escalated into can safely be called World War III. That's in.
You see, the moment in which our forefathers were patiently waiting is finally here, and it is lit on this side of the world. You see, and this is the Russian state TV media declaring that World War III is in motion. And when we talk about World War III or any worldwide conflict, you're not talking about all the nations, 190 something nations, they are all fighting. World War III is when two major powers involved in the conflict. You see, and you have other country which will take side, be it 3 to 3 country. You make 6 country. They are fighting. That's a war. That's a world war. Same thing with World War I. You have the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entity. World War II, you have the Allied. You have the Axis power and you have the Allied power. You see, they were like just a couple of countries, man. You see, and that was called a World War III, a World War, a Salakia. And here you have countries are taking side. And yesterday I spoke about this non-allied country that goes direct into the book of Joel 3. Let the weak say I'm strong. Because this non-allied country, when you go back to the Cold War, they were considered to be weak. They didn't actually have that a significant impact on the world stage. But now, man, they are boosting up their mass and saying, man, we will take you Russian out, man. See, that's the weak say I'm strong. It's a non-allied movement, man. See, known as NAM. You see, and before going any further, I want to begin by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Katash, and Bahana to the elder and apostle, Kitimiston, who will wear peace, blessing, and salvation to Joachim, who are pushing these fruits to the four winds of the heaven, be on the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise here on earth again as in the days of old. And going back to state TV medias over here in the East, when you see anything broadcasted as a breaking news on the state media, state TV media, any state TV media, you see, be it here in Tanzania, we have our own state TV media, Russia, China, whatever, Saudi Arabia. Like yesterday, you saw the Saudi Arabians are making a joke on Joe Biden. You need to watch that, man. That was an order from the Saudi Arabian government. The same thing with the Russia TV state media, declaring that World War III is in motion. By default, this is the Russian government telling you sheeples out of there, because you don't see this on Western media. Have you heard this on CNN, that the Russian state TV have declared WW3 have already started. You can't see this on Western media, man, because they are not about truth. Esau is not especially the Edomite. We know the Russian Esau Edomite. You see, but the Lord made them to be the way they are. You see, they have a little bit of honesty. Like the Edomite in the Western world, they always talk in cycles. You see, they are not honest at all. So, see, they are two-way more crooked. You see, they are just waiting until a perfect storm hit you, and you see, while we are eating, you see, I wanna speak something. Me speaking as a man, you see, there is something known as the simultaneous equation of prophecy, man. This major prophecy which I are impending right now, they will happen simultaneous and they will be quick to the point. As I was talking earlier, that major war or world war, they start as regional war, and the World War III have already started. Me speaking as a man, as humbly speaking, see, and I can be wrong. See, World War III have already started. Ain't no time. See, you can see the collapse of the Soviet or the Russian Federation. Right now is known as the Russian Federation. That time ain't coming, because right now, as I was speaking yesterday, Esau is living on a borrowed time. You see, he have been ruling for 20 plus years on a borrowed time. So I now don't expect the collapse of the Russian Federation. You see, and as I was speaking earlier, like when the Russians say, let's forget all of this and go back to be farmers. You see, not only NATO will take Ukraine, they will take the Donbass Republic also. They will incorporate Finland and Sweden. They will also take the island in which currently Russia is possessing, which were formerly Japanese island. You see, we call them a chain island. You see, when you go back to World War III, you see, when the Japanese army attacked the Taipei, you see, which Taipei, that is Taiwan right now, they took what you call the first chain island, the second chain island. And when you are a country, you see, being under siege, you see, and your first chain island have been taken, second chain island and the third chain island, you are basically doomed, you're finished. So the Russian ain't gonna give up those chain of island, and which is a major key strategic point when you wanna stage an invasion, because you need to regroup your troop, you need to sort your logistics, you need to sort your supply chain, everything. You need to coordinate your troop, you need to set different military operation. So you need them island in order for you to be able to land on the mainland. So Russia ain't gonna give anything. And the Russian, what they need to connect Crimea to Mariupol. That's why you see they attacking Mariupol. They need to connect so the supply will come direct from Russia without using the sea route. You see, direct on land to Crimea, then to Ukraine, then to the Valley of Yehoshaphat. You see, that's another lesson for another time. So it will be on land, because it is much more easier to put an embargo on seas than on land. See. So that being said, the mark of the beast infrastructure, you see, is already on place. We have been telling you, we have been singing this like a choir on Sunday school. We sound like a broken record right now, man. So I won't be surprised if we wake up with the next week. The mark of the beast have been made mandatory as a family of the world. At the same time, she and Jacob Trouble is on full swing. Family is already here. She pestilences are already here. That's the word. They are pestilences. You have the bird flu, you have what we call the sea bugmen, and the other pestilence will come because when you restart, you will have biological attacks too. You have cyber warfare, you have biological attack, you have everything going on. You have actual fire, actual combat going on, tanks and a troop. So you will have key flashpoint, one among them being the mainland of America. The mainland of America will be a battlefield, and a certain key strategic point over there in the Caspian Sea, the Middle East, and the Far East. It's in a different places on the whole entire world. So the whole entire world will be on lit. At the same time, famine will be wreaking havoc, man. It's crime. That will spearhead cannibalism. This authoritarian regime will be forcing you to take the you-know-what. So that is the simultaneous equation of prophecy I have been speaking. So again, me speaking as a man, I think that all of this major prophecy will happen simultaneously. As for the WW3, it will start as a regional war. It have already started. So going back to Habakkuk 2, and one I say I will stand upon my watch, and he set me upon the tower, will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Habashimashai answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may learn that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and will lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will surely not tarry. So what is the vision? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah to expound more on that vision, man. He says, Jeremiah 51, he says, the word of the Lord spake against Babylon. So the vision is against Babylon. It's against the land of the Chaldean by Jeremiah the prophet. Going down to verse 9, he said, for lo, I will raise in a cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. So that's going to the Baltic, what we call the Balkan nations. Well, you see, it says they shall set themselves in array. You see, and Russia have a military base on the Baltic Sea. You see, if you want to get technical, it says they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence he shall be taken. When you see that, know that this beach is about to be taken. Like news like this, I see Russian TV declare WW3. It says the arrows, you see, shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And the Chaldea shall be a spoil, or that spoil shall be certified, says the Lord, so that there will be no remorse at all. Say 14, verse 14, put yourself in array against Babylon round about. And see all that bends the bow, all that have the missile, shoot at her spear and arrow, for she has sinned against the Lord, and she shout against her round about. She has given her hand, her foundation has fallen, her wall has fallen down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord Habashimashai. Take vengeance upon her as she have done do unto her. So all praise again to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The moment in which our forefathers have waited patiently is almost here. So you brothers are blessed. I don't know what kind of situation you're going through, brother. And I'm talking to you. You need to tough it out. Because this is not the time to get weak. Like the scripture to tell you, man, what can separate us from the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai? And the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai as this prophecy, man. When you see this prophecy moving, that is love right there. On the process, you might get hurt. For example, when you in heat, you might get hurt a little bit before the Lord lift up a standard. Amen. All in all, man, the kingdom is about to be here. For example, in these pestilences, for example, the C-19 Boogman, we have lost brothers, man. We got hurt as a body. We lost brothers, man. And during Jacob trouble, so we lose brothers. Truth be told. If we are living, let's say, on a region in which these wars are going on, let's say you have brothers in Finland, Romania, because what you see will start as a region war, you might get hurt. Before it gets worldwide, the whole entire world is locked down. Because the real lockdown is coming, you might get hurt, man. You might go 2 days without food, or 3 days if it will be extreme. But remember, man, that is love, man. That's tough love. And when you see this prophecy again, as they are moving, see the multi-bees is here. You see a legion of scoffers and scorners. That's also the sign of the end time. You see people like Evoca Malone, aka Harmony. You just know, man, that is tough love. It might be frustrating, but that's what it is. You might catch hell, man. Through the flesh or the financial demon, or your woman, or whatever, man. You just tough it out. You just know, man, on this side of the world, it is elite. War is here, man. The Russian is a Russo have already declared war. Ain't no going back. Ain't no the collapse of the Russian Federation. And Isa will have another 20 years to rule. To oppress Jack, because Isa wisdom rulership is oppression, man. I know 20 years, I know 5 years over here. I know 20, 25 for you niggas out of there who have plan with your Bitcoin. You're looking at your portfolio. I'm talking about you looking at your portfolio and saying in 2025 I want to get your mortgage. La, man, la. That ain't gonna happen, man. Just wait and see. You might in 2025 you will get married. You have niggas who have plans for 2030. I have my Bitcoin here. I will hit the jackpot in 2030. I will be surprised. I was surprised if we reach 2023. But who knows, man? Who knows? But hey, man, famine is already here. What you see is already here. The mark of the beast is already here. So why would we wait until 2023? I don't see any point. Me speaking as a man, man. But we are not on the most higher timetable. Anything can happen. So we should just say shalom. I hope we brothers were edified. On to the next thing.